Intelligent design, not to be confused with teleology. Teleology is the study of final causes, end goals, purpose, intent, and design. For example, teleology would study the difference between simple noise and music. Intelligent design is a theory that says the effects of conscious activity can be detected scientifically. It is the idea that design can be empirically verified, and this applies to all areas of our life. Specified complexity is something that contains specificity and complexity. Specificity is a given pattern that has meaning independent of the context in which it is found. For example, crystals, patterns in nature, snowflakes, and by itself it is not enough to infer design. Complexity is something that is highly improbable. Complexity is almost synonymous with improbability. Examples would be winning the lottery, an exact pattern of stripes on a zebra, and like specificity by itself, it is not enough to infer design. Specified complexity is when something is both specified and complex. Examples would be Mount Rushmore, the Rosetta Stone, and by this we can infer design because the higher the degree of complexity and specificity, the more certain we are that our inferences are correct. Examples of specified complexity would be a numerical pattern of rocks on the beach. A pattern of even numbers is something that we recognize and it reflects significance regardless of where it is found. But the probability of the ocean arranging rocks is highly improbable. A card dealer who gets the perfect hand every time. A winning sequence of cards has meaning, but the probability of the same person getting the winning cards every time is highly unlikely. Multiple lottery wins would be another example. The winning numbers contain specificity, but more than one time contains complexity or improbability. And another example would be a message such as Phil loves June carved in a tree. Phil loves June carries meaning regardless of where it is found, but it is unlikely or improbable that woodpeckers or wind and erosion would write a message like this. Therefore, we can infer design. Specified complexity is seen in cosmic fine-tuning. A prominent indicator of intelligent design is the fine-tuning of the universe. There are several factors that are absolutely necessary for a life-supporting universe. Each one is so finely tuned to permit life that even if just one was off by a tiny fraction, life would be impossible. Examples would be the mass of the proton, gravitational force, the expansion rate of the universe, the average distance between galaxies, the polarity of the water molecule, and many, many others. The fine-tuning of the universe has to be a result of physical necessity, chance, or design. We know that it's not physical necessity because there's nothing about the constants and the quantities in physics that determine their value. They don't have to be, they're not a necessary being. It's not chance because it's just too astronomically improbable. Therefore, we can conclude that it must be design. Specified complexity is also seen in the biological information given in life. In gene expression, information is stored as DNA. Information is transmitted through RNA. RNA is translated through the sequencing of amino acids. And a correctly sequenced chain of amino acids will fold into proteins, which makes up just about everything. The genotype is like a blueprint, the DNA. The phenotype is the physical copy made by the RNA and the sequencing of amino acids. And through this, the building blocks of life are formed. This process of transmitting information and creating structures, power plants and machines within cells is the most sophisticated and densely packed and efficient information processing system in the known universe. Through all this, intelligence can be empirically verified. Intelligent design is a matter of scientific inquiry because we have access to the effects of intelligent agents, i.e. humans. We can test the theory that complex specified information is always the product of an intelligent agent. This theory could be falsified by examples of complex specified information that occurs by natural causes, but we don't see that. We know from our observation that intelligence is capable of producing information. We should always invoke causes that are known to produce the effect in question. Intelligence is always inferred as the source of information. This should be consistent, it is normal, testable, and repeatable, and it is a scientific observation. Intelligent design can be proved by following the scientific method when naturalism is outlawed. But methodological naturalism quiets the evidence. Naturalism rules out possible outcomes before even examining the evidence. Naturalism doesn't allow for any explanations outside the perceivable universe, even though that's where the evidence points. Design is ruled out a priori because before the evidence has a chance to speak. Methodological naturalism reduces the possible explanations on no solid ground, and mainstream science has adopted this as part of the definition of science. As we just said, intelligent design can be inferred by using the scientific method, but because naturalism has become a part of quote-unquote science, we can't reach that conclusion. So we can say that it's time to redefine science and include information as with the study of matter and space.